Hello, my crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I am going to have a tutorial for you on how to make this little tea bag holder. As you recall, a couple weeks ago, I had this as one of my projects in some Happy Mail that I sent out. So I'm pleased to come back to you today and give the tutorial for you. Before I begin, I want to show you a few different configurations of this because these would make for Christmas great little stocking stuffers or co-workers gifts, just little gifts to hand out maybe to your hairdresser, your best friend, your kid's teacher, what have you. And this one I'll show you is made with the regular traditional colors of red and green. This little die right here is from Cottage Cuts and it's called Snowman and Teapot. So I'll take this out and I'll show you also that I made a fall themed one. This would be great as a little hostess gift. And this one here uses a Cottage Cuts die called Owl and Pumpkin. And you just change up the flowers and the leaves and put a little pumpkin on there and you've got yourself a cute little fall gift to give out. Also, you can give these as thank you gifts, little birthday packages, and put them in birthday packages, Happy Mail, and I have these right here. And this is what I'm going to show you how to make today. These are not holiday. These are more for birthdays and thank yous and things like that. This little teapot right here is from Cottage Cuts. And that die is called the teapot and teacup die that I used. And all I did was put a little heart embellishment in the center that I picked up on AliExpress. So let's get started with this. You're going to get 8.5 by 11 heavy cardstock. I get mine from Michael's. It's about, I think it's $15.99 for a ream of it. I think it's 160 pounds. And I'm going to tell you how to cut this to maximize your paper. So you can make 3 of these tea bag holders out of 2 8.5 by 11 sheets of the heavy cardstock. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut, I think if you see this right here, I'll push it over a little bit. I cut 2 3.25 by 11. So there's 1, 2, and then for the handle, you're going to have 3.25 by 5.75. So these are my 2 handles, and then I have a little almost like a 1/2 inch piece of paper left. And then on your second sheet, you're going to go ahead and cut out another 3.25, and then you're going to cut this 4 by 3. You're going to cut 3 of those, and then another handle. And that's how to maximize your sheets of paper. So after you get these cut, you're only going to need, for this purpose, you'll only need 1 3.25 by 11, 1 of the handles, and 1 4 by 3. So we're going to cut this to 5.75. I already had it cut for us so we could save time. So next we're going to score. So with your scoreboard, you're going to lengthwise put this on your scoreboard, and you're going to score at, and I'm going to put it this way, you're going to score at 3.5, 4.75, 8.25, and 9.5. All right, and for your 4 by 3 piece of paper, you're going to score every 1/2 inch. So you're going to score 1/2, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3, and 3.5. And then for your handle, you're going to score a 1/4 inch on each end. And I just do it 5.5, and it's easy for me just to flip it around and do 5.5 there. So now we're going to put this together, and all these measurements will be down below this video so that you can make your little tea bag holder. So we're going to fold on the score lines. All right, and to close mine, I use magnets. So I'm going to attach my magnets now. And I have these very thin magnets that I got off of eBay several years ago and never used them. And they're about 3/4 inch wide. And I'm just going to take some of this tape, washi tape, and just eyeball that into the center. And then what I do is I put it like this, and this is what your box should look like when you have folded on the score lines. And then I'm going to take this and just let it go to the back itself and make sure everything is straight around here, and take my washi tape and tape that magnet in the back. All right, so now we're going to have get our designer paper ready to cover this. And I put decorative paper on here. So you're going to need, and I've got mine already pre-cut, you're going to need 4 pieces that are 3 1/8 by 3 3/8. And how I cut that is I cut 2 3 1/8 pieces out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. And this is also to maximize your paper. And out of that, you can get 4 3 1/8 by 3 3/8, 2 3 1/8 by 1 3/8, 4 3 1/8 by 1 1/8. And then you're going to cut 1 strip 5/8 inch wide. And then what it leaves you is a piece 5 by 12. And out of that, you can cut 2 5 by 5 to make your envelopes, which we'll go over. You'll need 4 envelopes, but you can get 2 out of 1 12 by 12 sheet that you use to cover your, what is this? Tea bag holder. And so we're going to go ahead and put this together now. We're going to start adhering this to here. So we're going to use a 1 3/8 by 3 1/8 here. And I'm looking for my glue. And I cannot use the tape runner here in Georgia because of the humidity. My projects don't stay together. So I have to use wet glue. Okay. And this is a 3 1/8 by 1 1/8. So basically what I do is I cover the outside and then I go to the inside. And this will cover your magnets and keep them secure inside. So I want to press the glue down around that magnet. It doesn't show. Okay. It's hard to do this quickly, but I don't want my video to be too long. All right. So this was another 3 1/8 by 1 1/8. Okay, now we're going to go to the inside and we're going to do the 1 3/8 by 1 3/8 by 3 1/8 on the top here. This is 3 1/8 by 1 1/8. And we are almost done this. And we are going to go on to the section that the envelopes attach to. One more. And I'm just using some washi tape that I decided I didn't like anymore. It was with the eyelashes. All right. Now that's completed, and I'm just going to put it together like that. And now we're going to go to the 4 by 3, and we're going to fold on the score lines. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to leave that flat and grab the middle and pull it like that, and this one like this. Okay, so it looks like that, and I'm going to put some score tape on the back. And now we're going to adhere. I'm going to peel these off. And fold that into there. Fold this one into here. And I've got one more right here. And then I'm going to put it like this. I'm going to fold it like that, and that's what it should look like. And then we're going to put score tape on the back. Okay, and that is going to go down in this section right here. So we're going to open this up, and we're going to take the tape off the back, and we're going to stick it in the center. I'm just going to put it lightly until I make sure it's straight. All right. And I'm as crooked as can be, because I'm not looking over the top of it. Okay, let's try this again. Okay. And I'm heavy on one side. I assure you that I don't have this much trouble when I'm not on camera. Okay, and then I'm burnish it with my fingers. All right, so you're going to make 4 envelopes, okay? And you're going to need the envelope punch board. and we're going to go right here. You're going to have 4 5x5 sheets of paper, and you're going to make a 2.5 by 3 envelope size. And it tells you to go ahead and follow the directions, and it scores at 2 3/8. So you make 4 of those, and on your extra sheets of paper that you have left over when you're doing the inside of this, you're going to keep them, and you're going to use a 1 1/4 inch punch and a 1 inch punch, that's what that one is, to make these little circles to close your envelopes. And then I just use some washi tape to hold these little circles down. Now, if your designer paper has little cutouts in it, by all means use that for your decoration on your envelope. So now to put these inside here, I am going to put some of this score tape on the back of the envelopes. And they don't all have to be the same paper. You can use coordinating paper like this one. So I used the 2 from the original 12 by 12 sheet, and I used 2 different, or for this one I used another different designer paper that coordinated. All right, and we're almost ready to put these in. All right, we're going to start putting these in. So we're going to push this down and put it on the inside. And you're going to line it up on the bottom and get it straight as best as you can. And put it down and then flip it over. And get this facing this way. And get it in there straight. And flip it again. You're going to use the back side of the middle one. And the idea to use these, whoops, this one didn't stick good. To use these washi tape to close these is that if someone wanted to keep this in their desk after they've emptied it, they could put more tea bags in there, refill it, and just keep using this. Okay, this one, and then one more. And that one goes on this one. All right. And then you're just going to close it up. And they should look like that. And now we're going to put the handle on. So we have this little 3/4 by 5 3/4. I'm going to bend the edges. And here's my handle piece. I need to put some distress ink on the edges. And I didn't cut this because I don't need to. I'm just going to adhere it to that handle. Just put it in the center. And then cut this. All right, and then you bend this, and usually have a bone folder here, but I don't, so just do that to get that little curve going. And I'm gonna put my wet glue, and I would suggest that you use wet glue for this handle because you're going to be decorating one side, and this wet glue really holds it down good. All right, and you're going to hold it there for a second. Let it adhere. All right, and now we're ready to decorate. And I have mine already done. I used scallop die. I had 2 of them. Here we go. This is the scallop die set that I used for this, and the Cottage Cuts teapot and teacup. And I used some glitter paper to coordinate with this. And now I'm going to use some foam tape on the back. And because this opens like this, I'm only going to use the tape halfway down. Make sure I got it straight. I'm going to put it on like this. And this is nice, strong. This sticky tape does work here in the South. All right. And this is ready to go on. And I did this ahead of time because I used wet glue on that. And I didn't want it to be moving around when I showed you how to do this. So I'm going to stick it on here. And then I'm just going to make sure that this pops in and out just like that. And then I have another little piece to put on here. And it's the little flag. And I can't seem to find it right now. Oh yeah, it's under something. All right, I use this die right here. And I only used it up to here. And we're just going to put some glue on the back of it. And I'm putting that right under there. I should have put this on first, but here we go. Cute, right? And then we're going to attach a couple flowers. And these were made with a Marvy punch, the 5-petal. And I punched 3 rows. This got 3 rows of petals on there. And then I use a Martha Stewart punch for these little leaves. And I'm using hot glue. I'm going to put one under here. One over here. Okay. And then we have a little bow that I've already made. Let's see if I can find that. All right, I don't think I have it here right now. I probably fell off the table. Okay. Yeah, I can't find it. Anyway, a little bow goes up here. And then you're going to take one of these garment pins. And I put a little bell on it. Still looking for that bow. I don't want to spend too much time because this is going to be long enough as it is. And I don't see it still. Okay, and we're going to put the little bell on the garment pin. And then I have these. that say tea time. And that was created on this, which is called a word punch board. It's from We Are Memory Keepers. And that's how I punched tea time. If you have a stamp, you can do that. Or if you have your letter dies, you can punch or, you know, cut out your letters. And this is going to go on here like this. And then it clips onto the bow here, and you take your flower and you attach it here with some hot glue. And there you have your really cute tea bag holder, which can be used over and over again. So I'd like to thank you all for stopping by today and using my tutorial for your project. And until next time, everyone, happy crafting!